Hey everyone, it's Jason from Kinda Cool, and I'm back. So I don't even know if many of you realized I was gone, but if you did, I appreciate that. I've been down and out, feeling sick for the past month. I caught a nasty virus that was been going around, you could say, but feeling much better now and on the road to good health, and I'm appreciative of that. But just because I was down and out doesn't mean that I wasn't busy. I've been working with my trading group, which is now known as the Retro Collective, which is a group of individuals that have kind of come together from YouTube gaming related channels that do trades, swaps, hardware, games, whatever it is. Been doing that, and even towards the tail end of me starting to get better during my sickness, I actually went out and actually made a couple pickups. So let's take a look at everything I got. Let's get into it right now. All right, so first up, we've got a trade with my good friend Joel from the Poor Man's Retro Game Room. And this is a rather Jaguar-centric trade. So I sent him Raiden, or Raiden, however you want to pronounce it. I think it's Raiden for this one. And Wolfenstein 3D on the Jaguar. And he sent me, well, let's see what he sent me. But obviously, he hinted at the fact that there's going to be a Jaguar game in here at some point. But Joel also threw in this case. So we did a deal earlier he gave me Dungeon Explorer on the TurboGrafx 16. It was just a loose cart. He found this backing and said he'd go ahead and throw it in. And that was nice of him. It's always good to have these things as complete as you can. So I'm on the search for a manual for that to see how I complete. But in the meantime, one of the main pieces of trade fodder here that Joel sent my way was, in fact, Doom on the Atari Jaguar. And this is a kind of an essential game for the system. So I kind of gave up one essential game in Wolfenstein 3D for another in Doom. But I'm excited to play this one. Pretty good shape. And this one I'm really excited about, and if you've seen Joel's pickup videos from the Poor Man's Retro Game Room, you probably saw him pick this one up in a lot with some stuff that I believe was from a garage sale. But it was a game that I really had my eye on, I'd been looking for. This is Rayman, the actual original cardboard long box, and I actually had this one when I first got my PlayStation, so I've got a lot of nostalgia and sentimentality around this one. I wanted to kind of recollect it. And this is a really clean example right here too, and it's complete. So obviously disc and manual here on this one. And overall, it just looks really good. Really, really beautiful copy of Rayman, and I'm excited to add this one to the collection. And I haven't played it in a while, in fact, either, so I'm excited about kind of playing through this one again for the first time in a while as well. So thanks for that, Joel. Do appreciate that. And next up, we'll stay with Joel. And this isn't really a trade. This was more kind of just a gift that Joel sent my way. And that was really kind of him. I sent thanks out to Joel, and actually quite a few of Josh Moore sent me some of them, and people heard I was sick, and they kind of were just kind of sending me gifts, and I was really appreciative of that. This is one of them that made it onto the video here. And again, this is from Joel, the Poor Man's Retro Game Room. And what's it gonna be? There's a curious packing here. This kind of honeycomb material. It's kind of interesting looking stuff. And Joel has sent me another Jaguar game, which is awesome. This one actually is complete. This is Iron Soldier, a game I did not have, and looks really good, really clean, complete copy. This is my first complete Jaguar game, so thanks for that, Joel. I really appreciate that. Really awesome gift that you sent my way, and can't wait to get playing on this one and add it to the collection. And he also sent me Fable for the OG Xbox, the original Xbox. So my collection of OG Xbox games is relatively small, and Joel had heard that I was on the lookout for some titles, and he said, "Do you have Fable?" I said, "No, I don't." He said, "We got to fix that." So he sent that one my way, and I can't wait to dig into this one. A game that I don't have anything like right now currently, and the reason why I need it is because I got a Goodwill find here, and I never find anything at Goodwill. But my wife and I were in a different area of town, and there happened to be a Goodwill out that direction. We popped in. This is around Halloween time. Let's look for some Halloween stuff. And lo and behold, for the first time in a long time, I found something good, and that is an Xbox, an OG Xbox, in really good shape for 30 bucks. So it was like $29.99, and it came with two really bad, cheesy aftermarket controllers. But that's okay, because I actually had one in preparation. I've had this for a long time, but a mint condition, in-package original controller. This is the S variant and not the original Duke. But yeah, really clean. You don't find things like this usually this clean. It's got one little minor scuff that I was able to largely polish out, but OG Xbox is now officially in the collection. Next up, play more games. This was a trade, and this was formerly known as Josh Moore. So Josh Moore has renamed his channel. And this was a trade we did for Super Return of the Jedi and X-Men 2 on the Genesis. I sent to him, and he sent my way in return. Let's find out what he sent. well packed again. Josh always packs his stuff really well, obviously. And first one up is a game I've been looking for, and this is actually Konami's Life Force on the NES. And I'm trying to collect some of the old great kind of silver boxed Konami games, and this one fit the bill. So I've been looking for this one, and now I have it. And he did warn me. He said, "Hey, it's in good shape, but I'm going to tell you, the back of it does have some Sharpie writing on the back." So I said, "All right, you know what? I got a plan for that, and we'll show you how I work that out here in a second." But moving on for the other part of the trade was Turtles in Time on the Famicom, or the Super Nintendo, obviously the Japanese version Super Nintendo. And this is a really clean looking example of it. You know, these cartridges tend to yellow. This one doesn't have any of that. It doesn't look like. Very awesome looking, very clean looking. And what? You've been Josh Mort. I've been Josh Mort again. This time it's Final Fight 2 on the Famicom, and another awesomely clean example of a game. So, wasn't expecting that, but Josh Moore is known for his generosity, and nothing changes this time. So, Josh, I totally appreciate this. Can't wait to dig into this Final Fight 2 on the Famicom. Now, if you're wondering, if you're concerned, what I did with the Life Force, well, here it is all cleaned up and repaired. The back has been replaced, and I usually pick up a couple of spares from my local Game Over stores, my kind of local retro store. I get these for like a couple bucks. Really clean examples of sports games. So Brian Buffington, you are now the proud owner of a Bases Loaded 2 second season instead of a Life Force. Sorry, bud. All right, next up, old school games and stories. Lyndon, this is my buddy Lyndon, and surprisingly enough, it's the first time we've ever done a trade together. So I gave him a TurboGrafx 16 original system with a controller and a Turbo EverDrive. And he gave me in return, let's find out here what he gave me in return. First of all, look at this. I finally get to join the club here. This is the Shark Tooth Necklace Club. So anytime any of the Retro Collective has traded with Lyndon, he's hooked him up with this. And surprisingly, I didn't get one because we hadn't done a trade, but here it is, and it looks really cool. I'm excited to get one, so thanks for that. And right off the bat, I can see Lyndon hook me up a little bit here because this wasn't part of our official deal, but I can see on the top of the box here we've got a Scarface for PS2. Now, Lyndon knows I'm in a big PS2 phase right now, and he was aware of that, and he was smart enough to zero in on that and kind of focus on a trade dealing largely with PS2 games, and this is one he threw in as a bonus. I haven't played this game, I don't own it obviously, but I'm excited to own it now, so we'll see what comes of that. But now, the ones that we'd actually negotiated the deal for. Let's take a look at this. And first off, really excited about this one. Silent Hill 2, PlayStation 2. These survival horror games are really spiking up in value and interest in the PlayStation 2 collecting market, and I wanted to get my hands on some of these, and this is one I've been targeting for a while. And when he told me he was in the market to move it, I said, man, I'm interested, let's do a deal. So, really clean example here, complete. And, you know, manual, disc, everything, case looks good. So happy to have that one in the collection. But that's not all. Main course here. What did I get? So Xenosaga 2 on the PlayStation 2 again. But this one's unique in the sense that it is still sealed in the original wrapper. Here, look at this. Pretty cool. Now I'm not a big WADA guy or certification guy, but I'm kind of like thinking about maybe dabbling in this a little bit, and this might be my entry ticket here to trying that out. So I've been kind of looking at this in Lyndon's collection and kind of salivating over it, and I think he knew about it. So it was a deal that was mutually beneficial for both of us. So thanks, Lyndon. I hope you're enjoying your TurboGrafx and your EverDrive. I know for sure I'm going to enjoy these games. So moving on. Now, this is not really a trade per se, but this is something I was up late one night. I happened to see them restock, and this is one of those things they've been basically scalping. So if they pick it up, they'll flip it for an extra 150 bucks. This is the RetroTink 5X upscaler, or line doubler, if you want to officially call it what it is. And this is the little kind of how-to card, and it looks like we got a little sticker here, RetroTink sticker. And I have an OSSC for my upscaling needs into my modern televisions, but I've heard this is really kind of the shiz. So, it's the latest hotness, newest, greatest, whatever you want to call it. I want to check it out. Now, this is 300 bucks. It wasn't cheap, so you got to pay to play when you get these really high-end upscalers. But if I do like it, I'll be able to move my OSSC for a little bit of money too, so it might kind of come out in the wash. But anyway, it looks really cool. Nice looking shell. These RetroTinks have gotten really good reviews. I haven't played with one yet, so the 5X will be my first shot at it. And it comes with a remote, which is good. Kind of needs an overlay or something though. I think they're working on making something like that. We'll see if they do. But in the meantime, I have that. And I actually opted for the kind of specialized, I think there's a few bucks extra, but this is a SCART adapter that lets you adapt to composite video and actually S video, I believe. So kind of neat, you know. I don't do a lot of composite when I'm talking about upscaling, but every now and then you come across something where it's a neat example to try to pop something in, like an older system you haven't got RGB modded or doesn't support RGB or something like that. And so I thought I'd give it a shot for a few bucks. And S video is always helpful too. S video can look just as good as RGB sometimes. And look at this, got a little USB cable thrown in there as well. So overall, I'm pretty impressed. Haven't hooked it up yet, but you know, out of the box, looks pretty cool. All right, next up, this is another. This is just a purchase, random purchase that I got. And I've been watching So You Really Play That's channel quite a bit. I've been watching some of his pickup videos, and he got something that really I was already in the market for. And he got one that made me want it even more. This is a lemon yellow PS2 translucent DualShock controller. This is a Mercari pickup. This is the first time I've ever worked on Mercari. You know, you just used to go through eBay for everything, but Mercari's been offering some deals. This was actually 55 bucks, so it's about the going rate, but it's a really clean example, and it's legit, it's real. There's a lot of fake DualShocks out there, and I really kind of looked closely at this one before I made the purchase to make sure it was in fact real, and even verified it when I got home. But it is real, so yeah, excited to get that one. Next up, last up here kind of really, is a purchase that I picked up. My work kind of gives this gift card program, and I had a $50 gift card burning a hole in my pocket, so I picked up this one, Metroid Dread. I don't do a lot of modern games, but obviously when they kind of go retro inspired like this, like they did on the Switch here with this one, I want to support them and show them that yeah, there's people out there that are totally interested in buying this type of thing. And gave them my money, and this has gotten awesome reviews, and I can't wait to dig in and play this Metroid game. Alright, so that's it for now. But as you can see, now that it's no longer officially a spoiler, I've got my shark tooth necklace here. So thanks again, Lyndon, for that. Old School Games and Stories. Check out that channel if you haven't checked it out before. But yeah, that covers everything that I've got going on for now. But stay tuned for the future. We're going to try to do some hardware reviews where I go over some console mods and things like that. So if you've got a request for a console that you'd like to see here or any other videos I've done previously, let me know. I already have one in mind for number one. We'll do that first. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you have any questions, comments, leave them below. See you next time.